Alrighty, folks. Welcome to my live stream. I'm just trying out some new setups and just kind of hanging out. And I thought it might be fun uh, to show you my editing process, or if you're interested in that kind of thing. Hopefully you are. But most of you will probably be watching this as a replay, as I'm streaming at like 2 o'clock on a on a Wednesday. So regardless, I thought it'd be fun to kind of show you what I'm doing and give a sort of a preview of a video that's going to be released in probably another 3 or 4 weeks. So uh, luckily I'm ahead at the moment, which is kind of nice. But let's do it. Let's do it. Premiere. I had it in Premiere, and you're actually looking at half my screen. I have one of those um, ultra wides or whatever. So you might see it cut off at least for the first couple minutes here. Let's see. And actually, I'm going to see if let me look at my other screen here because it looks like it's not giving me chat. I'm running the chat on my phone and I see some of you guys hitting me up. So give me a second. There we go. If you haven't already, you should do a video on the tranny fluid radiator bypass. So it's funny you say that. I don't have an automatic Xterra, so there is no transmission cooler in the radiator. However, I am currently tearing down the engine in the Titan, which does have the transmission cooler and transmission cooler in the radiator and a supplemental transmission cooler, and I'm going to bypass that. So I will do a video on that bypass. It will probably be different from the Xterra. I don't know. I'll probably take a look at the Xterra videos and see how closely it is related to the Titan configuration. All right. Hey, Rye, you helped me with the X tremendously. Thank you. Hey, you're welcome. I really like that these videos help people. It's why I did it in the first place. Like it's been like 6 years now, and I just really enjoy helping people. So I'm really glad that they help. And Rye, what do you think of the new Frontier? The new Frontier, I personally think looks fantastic. I really like the way it looks. I think it kind of looks a little bit like the Tacomas. Actually, let me see if let me just grab it right now. what is it, 2022 Frontier. Let's see. That should do it. There we go. Keeping Pro 4X, that's pretty nice. All right. Yeah, honestly, I think it looks great. I think it really does. Do they have like a fun? They have like a slideshow, like most places do. Trucks, Frontier. There you go. Yeah, I love it's super aggressive. I'm into the angular styling, so it's kind of been my jam. I'm anything rounded. If you remember, what was the like not the Taurus, was it the Taurus? That had like the rounded headlights. Anything with like bubbly, kind of swooping lines, I'm not a huge fan of, especially in trucks. I really like the aggressive angles. Richard, agree. Very helpful with the X. Yeah. Hey, I'm really glad to help. And so in my comments, I've been trying to keep up with comments on my channel. It's gotten to the point, which is great. This isn't like a humble brag or anything, but it's gotten to the point where it's difficult to keep up with the comments. So as I always do, I want to encourage you all to head to the Xterra subreddit as well. They are a great group of people over there, and it's more than just me answering questions. So definitely head there for questions if you need help. But I always try to respond to every single comment that you all have. It's just it creates a lot of effort, right? It's a lot of effort to do. Ian says, I'm about to do clutch on my girl's Frontier, and I was wondering if you had anything that isn't in the videos you already posted. As far as what, Ian? I, I did I did do the manual clutch replacement on the Xterra. It's it was a huge pain, to be honest, doing it by yourself. I would say something I don't say in the video, probably don't say enough, is have a friend help you for sure. Absolutely have a friend help you. It's not It's not simple to do on your own. I dropped it twice, I think. I dropped it off of the transmission stand. And in fact, just today, and you're going to see as I'm editing this video, I dropped the front diff on the Titan as well because I tried to use the stupid transmission jack, and it just slipped off. I didn't strap it down. I didn't do a very good job of that, but regardless, it is what it is. Uh, Lots of thanks. Just an FYI, you have a cult following. Hey, all right, I'll take that. Sounds good. All right. Ian says the subreddit for the Frontier too. No, they are. There is a Frontier subreddit. There's Frontier, Titan, and Xterra. I'm a mod for the Xterra, so I have a little bit of control over what goes on over there, which is kind of nice. It's a super kind community, in my opinion. They're definitely not a bunch of assholes over there. Not that Titan and Frontier groups are, but their Xterra has really grown. I think they're up to 9,200. Give me one second. Got to spell Reddit. There we go. Let's take a look. Xterra is 9,200 members now. So when I first joined and became a mod over there, I think there was like 6,700 or something. So we've really expanded this group here, and we've tried to organize the post. We've tried to get technical questions answered. So it's definitely an excellent place to head to if you want to get some help on your Xterra as well. And then the Titan's pretty small. Yeah, 2,400 members there. And then Frontier has, I think, 7 or 8. Oh, 93. More than the Xterra subreddit, turns out. Nice. Yeah, Daywalker, there you go. You got it. Ian, I've watched your videos 1,000,000 times. Nice, thanks. And I'm going to have someone do it with me. Yeah, an extra set of hands is so huge. It's really, it's, when you're dealing with the transmission itself, I did have someone help me get it back in. Like when we were marrying the transmission to the back of the engine, it was super difficult to do on my own. I probably tried for, this is stuff I don't show on videos, but I tried for probably 2 hours, and I finally threw in the towel, and I was like, all right, listen, I need a second set of hands. Let's do this. So, all right. Let's take a look here. Nice. Anyone have any other questions? I'm just gonna edit my next video here. If you guys don't have any questions, I'll stop as well. If you guys mention anything. All right. So like I said, I use Premiere to edit, and I generally use a 2-camera setup on technical jobs. So if you have, obviously I have my main camera, then I use my GoPro to kind of stuff it into the engine and put it where I need to get a good angle. But over here, I already have it organized out. And let me know if you can't hear this as well. It'll be, I don't know, my first time doing this, so let me know. And also let me know if it's too loud or anything. All right. So this is actually, it's a good example, but sometimes I'll do something 5 times until I like the way that it sounds or the way that it looks on camera, or if I mispronounce or stutter or whatever. But over here, I just do it twice, which is kind of nice. It's pretty rare to do it twice, really rare to do it once and be happy with it. But hey, J-Man, I appreciate it. Absolutely. It's my pleasure, man. If anyone, also if anyone's familiar with streaming or does it and can help me out, I would love to have like maybe your comments pop up on the screen, or if someone subscribes, have a pop up, whatever the case may be. I think that'd be kind of fun to do that. But a little bit of context on this video as well. On this one, we are almost, this is the video where I take the engine out. So I'm going to be doing the actual lifting of the engine out, but the other three were prep. This is like video 4 in the series or something like that. But either way, uh, I want to make sure that, it's you guys get a sneak preview and see how I do it. Jordan, that's right. I guess it never occurred to me, dude, that you would know that. So yes, I'll definitely be coming to you. Daywalker, I am actually using OBS. That's what I'm using to stream right now. Uh, I have like the basics on. I understand the basics of it. I just don't really know how to go and really expand on it. So, and Richard, I agree, dude. So about the Titan subreddit, it turns out that, and I'll stop talking about Reddit in a little bit here. I know I really like it for a source, but the for the Titan subreddit, I tried to get management of that sub. The mod is completely unresponsive. I sent him or her, I don't know. I sent them 2 messages and 2 chats, and over the course of like the last 4 or 5 months, and they never responded. And I even went to Reddit, like the company Reddit requests, and I was like, "Hey, can I take over this sub?" They're they're not responsive. No one, they're not doing anything with the sub. It's just people kind of hanging out there, and a bot keeps answering and saying that the person is active, but if you go look at their profile, they haven't had a single post or comment in like 2 years. So I'm actually trying, since I bought my Titan, to go not necessarily get control there, but just go help the community over there because there's only so much I can do without without modding. So, anyways, that's all. All right, moving on. I gotta go grab my intro. I am lazy, and since this is part of a series, I did the rebuild part 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3 are already edited, so I'm just going to open that project and steal its assets. Makes it a lot easier. All right. Oh, it's loading up. It must be my stream. Huh. It's taking a second. Huh. All right, whatever. I'll just go elsewhere for it. We'll go to that. Yeah. Branding. So for when I shoot videos, if the videos say maybe 30 minutes long, which they've been lately, that usually is about 4+ hours of raw footage. And so the process of editing can be pretty obnoxious when it comes to making these videos, especially when you're using a multi-camera setup. All right. Let's turn that down. I know it's going to be loud. All right, super zoomed in. There we go. Nice. Now it's going to look blurry when you guys watch it on here because I have it playing back at half resolution just to make it easier. But oh yeah, yeah. So yeah, I am gonna incorporate this in this video because I looked at the stats. So watch this. I do this here. I say, "What's going on, my?" And I look left and I say, "Dudes," because I looked at my stats the other day and like the last, oh gosh, it was like the last 5 or 6 videos. It was 100% men that watch the videos. So I thought that was funny. Generally, you don't see that, right? Especially if you're making, like entertaining content versus stuff like this. But so I took a screenshot of the stats and I'm going to pretend to look at it in the video. It sounds fun. Let's scale that up. Oh, not that. Richard, you said you can't hear. Is that you can't hear when my computer plays, or you can't hear me talking? I suppose if you couldn't hear me talking, you couldn't hear me say that. But all right, let's see here. So where do I look when I look over? Right there. I'm gonna pretend to see it. Awesome. So now I'm gonna say, nice. And let's cut it off there. And I say, and I go, let's cut that out. There we go. Now let's try it again. Then I have my hands up. Whatever, it's fine. Here's where I blankly stare at the camera for a couple minutes. There we go. So we chop that. Let's try that. All right. Nice. Chop out more silence where I just stare at the camera and collect my thoughts. All right. So let's see here. So that was a double take there. Jump that out. Oh yeah, I bought engine slingers. So I feel like I may have wasted money, but uh, but I don't care. You guys will see on the videos that I'm just I like to do things by the book, or I try to. And engine slingers are, if you don't know, the straps that you actually screw into the block, and then it creates like a little metal hoop or a metal hook for you to hook the actual crane to. So most people just screw the crane, they get chains and screw it directly into the block, but I'm doing it kind of by the book, if you will. All right, onward. Next scene. Wait, what? What was that? What the hell is that? So something isn't right. Oh, there you go. I cut too much off. Let's see here. Yeah. All right. Nismo says, "You're the reason I did my timing chain finally." LOL. Yeah. Good content, man. Thank you. So that video, that was another one. It's actually kind of like the one I'm doing now. It took forever to shoot because especially then when I was working full time and doing, every doing everything else but making content. And so yeah, that was a huge pain. That was like I think that was like a feature length video. I think it was like an hour and a half video. So if you watch the whole thing, then man, good on you. All right, so let's chop out silence. There we go. I just decided to start over there. Dang, bless you, Nismo. You watched the entire thing. Man, hope it helped. Little bit of rough shape. What is that even? Hold on. No, that's not true. There we go. Let's cut it there. I emptied the fluid out of this. Oh, yeah. I started over again. Man, that's a... I'm going to see how many times I started over. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. One, two, three, four, and then I think there was two up here. 6 times I did this part. Good Lord. Ryan, get it together. Yeah, all right. No, not because I'm in neutral, because I don't have four-wheel drive engaged. I gotta fix that. But I'm gonna cut that out. I might reshoot that. I have the truck in neutral because it needs to move around, and it actually it comes into play in this uh, a lot in this video because I'm taking the axles off and the propeller shaft for the front, and it's hard as hell to get to the bolts that are on the top of the axle, the where it mounts to the differential. Obviously, because they're above, right? So you need to rotate the car. So luckily, I left it in neutral before I pulled the battery and just chocked the wheels and put on the e-brake, and that way I can move the truck back and forth. And not only can I actually move the truck because I need to move it out of the garage once I get the engine out, but also in this case, getting those bolts off is critical. So, oh, thanks, Sean. Timing chain video is excellent. I hope you won't need it either. Yeah, it's better to have it, not need it, than need it, not have it, right? Okay, so here we go. We have to go get our second camera now. And my second camera is going to be the GoPro. And what's pretty cool about this is that once the peak file is generated, there it goes. You can synchronize these because it gets audio from both sources. So it literally finds the audio tracks and says, okay, you say this here and this here, and then in this video you say this here and this here, and it matches them together. It's very cool. Check this out. So right now I have 2 clips. I just hit synchronize, and then it's going to go find the where it matches and line it up. So you'll see one of these is going to move. I think track 2. There you go. Pretty awesome, right? I love that stuff. All right. Let me see here. Oh, I see. Okay. So let me jump back. Nope, nope. There we go. Richard, you're saying you can't hear my computer playing. Damn it. All right, stand by. This should help. Let me make sure it's turned down here. With drive shafts, you want to make sure that you mark it. So you put it on in the same... That should do it. All y'all have been watching me and not hearing the video play? I appreciate it, but damn. Here. Thank you, Richard. I think it's fixed now. Let me know. All right. Nismo says, is the Titan yours? What happened to the motor? Yes, the Titan is mine. I bought this back in March or February. It was a little while ago. And I bought it. I bought it because I bought it because I wanted it, but I also bought it because it was another opportunity to do a lot of Nissan content on the channel, and I also want to tow. I want to pick up a quad. I bought a motorcycle, didn't like it. You know, now I want to get a quad, so I want to be able to tow the quad around, tow a motorcycle and a quad, get all the gear in there, and be able to go have fun with it. I could probably do that with a trailer on the Xterra, but this is also four-wheel drive, and my Xterra is not. So I just wanted to get a truck. I wanted to get a truck. So the engine, there's nothing wrong with it. It is just older, and it has a ton of miles on it. So this is an '06 Titan, and I bought it with 215,000 miles on it, and it has 217 now, and it's dirty as hell. It was never maintained in the 200,000 miles, and the idiot that owned it before me abused the hell out of it. So really just to trust this truck and to be able to get in it and drive it long distances or take it off road or take it really anywhere in an appreciable distance away from my house. I just want to go through it and make sure it's good to go. Yes, Jordan, quad life, dude. You know it. All right, let's keep going here. Now, whenever you're working with drive shafts and axles, so now on this one, now that I have it synchronized, I'm going to dump the second track because you're going to hear the audio from the GoPro as well as the main camera. The main camera's got the fancy microphone that I wear on my chest. So I want to, of course, have the higher quality audio. Now, whenever you're working with drive shafts and axles, you want to make sure that you mark. Now, whenever you're working, how many times do I start this over? And I'm going to get to do that. There we go. Only once. Now, whenever you're working with drive shafts, you want to make sure that you mark it so you put it on in the same orientation that you took it off. So, as you guys can see, look at the freaking sand everywhere on this thing. And I know I bitch about it a lot, and I talk about it a lot in my videos, but it's just so overwhelming. Every single piece that I take off of this thing is just caked in sand and used motor oil because this had such a terrible valve cover leak that it was mixing with the sand as the dude was driving it and just creating this cake on everything. Super obnoxious. So, anyways, point is, it's also another good reason to get everything out and clean it up. Wait till you see this, the front diff. It's absurd. To do that, I'm just going to wipe this off here. Chop this out. All right, let's do it again. Now, whenever you're working with drive shafts, you want to make sure that you mark it so you put it on in the same orientation that you took it off. To do that, I'm just going to wipe this off here. You know, hold on, I'll tell you in a minute, Richard. Painter's pen, and then shake it up and just put a little mark here so I know that when I put it back on, I'm putting it on exactly how I took it off. Awesome. So, Richard, you said auto undercoat. Absolutely, dude. So you'll see a lot of rust on this. This was it was a one owner, but the dude lived in like northern Georgia, and he spent some time in Florida, some time in Georgia, and some time up north. But that's where that rust comes from. But it is awesome because I will tell you, every piece that I pull off that's covered in sand, I take a little scraper, I scrape it off, and it is like absolutely pristine, perfect steel underneath, right? Painted steel, no rust, no issues, not even blemishes. Because you're right, it just cakes onto everything and then protects it. So it's not all bad, I guess. It's kind of interesting. All right, let's see here. What am I doing? I make the mark, and I'm going to show making the mark here. So we'll do that. Do I shake it? I think I shake it as well. Do I? No. So let's do that. Let's show the marking, and we'll just show it a little bit. You guys don't need to see the whole thing, right? Put it back on. I'm putting it on exactly how I took it off. There we go. That's enough. I have been, if I'm being honest, I've definitely been accused of making my videos a little too long or talking too much. So I've been that's something I've been working on. Hopefully you'll notice the difference here. Hey, a fellow Ryan. Just found your channel. Bought an Xterra last year and repair bids have been helpful. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for watching, Ryan. I'm glad they've been helpful, man. All right, so after looking at it, it looks like we're actually going to have to back the nuts off of the back side as opposed to pulling the bolts off the front because the bolts sit right against the U-joint mount. So to do that, we actually need to remove this support bar, which this is going to come out anyways. And then I completely lose my train of thought. So after looking at it, it looks like... All right, so after looking... But to get to those... All right, so that was another retake, so dump that. Trim that. Bring it over. So after looking at it, it looks like we actually need to back the nuts off of the back versus pulling the bolt off the front, since the bolt on the front sits right against the U-joint mount. Okay. There we go. Yeah, it is kind of a weird design. Usually it's bolts going through, like through the propeller shaft and then screwing into that flange or whatever. But this time it was like weird nuts sitting against the mount and or excuse me, bolts sitting against the mount and then nuts on the back. It's kind of strange, but all right. To get to those, we actually need to remove the support bar, which they have you take out anyways if you look at the manual, because I suppose it's just going to be easier to drop the front diff when this is out of the way. Truth. So let's go knock that out. Then we can get to the rear of this connection. I realized I was just agreeing with myself, but spare with me. All right. So grab our next two clips. So that was two scenes. Yeah, that was two scenes. And we're about 2 minutes in. And I've been doing this for what? Well, we talked a little bit too, but it's been like 20 minutes or so. All right, onward. 302, 303, 304. This one here. So drop it in, both cameras. And then once it makes its peak file, I'm going to synchronize. There we go. Synchronize that. Take your time. Awesome. For this, we're going to need a 17 millimeter. Socket and a wrench for the back. I'm going to use an impact. Of course, if you don't have an impact, you can just use like a breaker bar. Wait, what? Oh. We're talking about the support bar. Got it. So we cut to that. We go from this, where we talk about taking the support bar off. For this, we're going to need a perfect socket and a wrench for the back. I'm going to use an impact. Of course, if you don't have an impact, you can just use like a breaker bar to pull those loose. And then I'm going to grab a little hammer just so I can bop out those bolts if I need to. And then, of course, get eye and ear protection if you're using an impact. See that sick? You see that sick toss? That was awesome. This one right here. Oh yeah, that's pretty awesome. All right. And then what did we say here? Another comment. Ryan says, unrelated, but trying to replace starter on your 4.0. Having trouble getting the upper bolt loose. Yes, I do remember that. I believe there's if my memory serves me, there's a heat shield over top of it that you need to loosen the heat shield, and just what I did, if I remember, was just kind of jam my extension in there to get it out. So, because I know one screws in from the bell housing on the transmission, and the other one is goes in from the front into the bell housing. And so yeah, if I remember, that's how I do it. Take the nut or the bolt off the heat shield, and then just force it back, literally with your hands, pull it back, and then push your extension in. All right, let's see here. And then lastly, for me specifically, I grabbed a nylon brush because, you know, every bolt's covered in sand and oil, yada yada. You've heard it 100 times during the series. I just said this earlier. Clean them off first before I can get to them. Okay. Just got finished complaining about the bolts. All right, so we go back to our second camera setup. Let's see here. grab my little nylon brush here. All right, let's dump that second audio clip. That's brutal. There we go. Trek for Truth says, when you finish your engine rebuild, maybe consider a cat protection video. I'm thinking of fabricating a basic skid plate to cover the cats. Yeah, absolutely. When you say fabricate, do you mean like welding or buying some like steel and bending it? What do you mean by that? Because that would be really cool. I like that. Any protection really. There we go. We don't need to see me do this a lot. We'll just do a little bit. And then we'll cut to me doing the actual deal. There we go. Do I say anything here? No, I don't. So let's just do this. It's going to be loud. I'm going to trim this and then cut that audio down. Zoom in and then just drag that audio down so it's not awful for you guys. There we go. Well, a little bit more than that. And then, was that just the one? No, I had to grab it again. So we'll do this. I should have just grabbed that and dragged it all down, but that's fine. There we go. Let's try it again. All right, there's one. Awesome. I'll tell you what. Not necessarily, you know, I mean, mine's in Milwaukee and I freaking love it, but not necessarily just because it's Milwaukee, but wireless impact. Oh my gosh. I don't know what I would do without that thing. It is absolutely fantastic. Highly recommended. All right, Richard, I adjusted it again. Let me know. All right, there's one. And then we just got to do it, well, 3 more times to get all of the bolts off. There's 2 on this side, 2 on the other. Okay. So then we're going to cut to be doing on the other side. Where's that? Over here. Yeah, there we go. Or we'll do like a, what do you call it? Not crash cuts. I forgot what they're called. Not super cuts. Maybe it's super cut. Let me do that. I know I'm rambling. On this side, 2 on the other. There we go. Nice. And then cut to the other side. So trim all this garbage out. And right there. Perfect. There's one. And then other one right there. Perfect. Now, actually, this kind of leads me to ask a question. Do you guys care about this stuff? Like, previously I had people kind of not really complain. It was like constructive criticism. I'm not saying anything negative about it, but people were saying like, you don't show when you do things. And so, because I would say something like, there's 4 here. Take this one off, and I show how to do 1, and then I say do the other 3. And people didn't really like that. But now I'm kind of doing it the other way, where I'm showing everything. And now people are like, your videos are too long and you talk too much. And so just for the heck of it, I'm going to, you know, just let me know. Let me know in the chat. Do you guys like this? Do you guys like the way my videos have been edited lately? Am I doing it, you know, in a way that makes sense? Because a lot of times it's kind of this balance between making a freaking 50-minute video where I show absolutely every little thing and making a 15-minute video that's, you know, basically a summary of the job. So if you have an opinion on it, share it. I'd like to hear from you. Side 2 on the other. All right. Ooh, that's too loud.
Okay, with those loose, slide your bolts out.
Great angle of my giant nose. Oh, that's fine. Just leveling that. Pull that out. Boop. There we go. And then last one. Chop both of those. Oh, yeah, that's right. I had to tap that one because it was the last one in there. And then we'll go like that. Drop that audio. There we go. And then I'll yank it out there. Come on. See, it was really... There you go. You guys don't need to see that struggle. All that garbage. All right, let's go rewatch that little piece there.
Okay, with those loose, slide your bolts out. There we go. All right, now, I doubt this is just going to pop right off, but let's see. Oh, hey.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised because if you watched, again, my transmission video, I spent an hour, maybe a little bit less than that, getting the freaking transmission cross member out. Oh, that was annoying.
This is just going to pop right off, but let's see.
All right, so we're going to grab that, and I'll just do like a couple taps.
Oh, hey.
We'll do a couple taps here. We don't need to be that excessive. All right, we got two for every bolt. Sean says a little less detailed. Yeah, so I mean, on the bright side, when I do like every single bolt, the one thing that I do appreciate about it is that people who have very little experience working on cars feel empowered to do it. So I mean, that's definitely positive. But if you have like any mechanical inclination, you know, some people will look at my videos and be like, "Oh my God, get on with it! Like I know how to take a bolt out," you know. So I kind of been struggling with that, but let's do this. Let's do a speed ramp here. Let's go up to. Let's do this. Speed it up. Drop the audio even lower, and let's see how that looks. There you go. That's kind of fun.
If you're going to hit any harder, than a gentle tap, you really should get like a rubber dead blow or a mallet. But I just gently tapped it to loosen it up. And then I'm just going to work it off the other side here. There we go. Excellent.
All right, so we don't need that silence there. I know every little second counts here.
There we go. Excellent.
I've been trying to keep these videos, for this particular series, I'm trying to keep each video to be under 30 minutes because now we're looking at, we're 4 videos in. We haven't even gotten the freaking engine out yet. In the 4th video, we will get the engine out. So it'll be 4 videos there. So there's what, 2 hours. And then who knows how many videos I'm going to do about the actual rebuild, right? So taking the engine apart and redoing it. So good Lord, who's to say?
Right here. There we go. Excellent. Pull that sucker out and set it aside.
All right. Clearly in distress there. Let's try that again.
Excellent. Pull that sucker out and set it aside.
There we go. Perfect. And then I think what do I do? Like do a little jig here. Let's pull a second camera. Let's look at the first camera. Yeah, look at this shit. Look at the, oh, I think I goof around here. Hold on.
I'm not even going to say it.
Yeah, that's right. So again, kind of alluding to how much I'm talking about the sand. And you guys don't know this yet because even if you did watch my first video on this, there's another 2 in between these that I complained about the damn sand. But let's let's goof around and zoom in on this when I say it. Let's do that. 300. That's too much. 250? No. 200. There we go. We'll do that. And we'll say this. And pull that aside. Oops, that's going to go out of sync. There we go. That. Perfect. I'm not even going to say it. And set it aside. I'm not even going to say it. Okay. That's, I don't know, that's kind of cute, right? It's a couple seconds. James, what's up, Bri? Hey, what's up, James? What's cracking? We are editing video 4 of the Titan engine removal series. And I know we only have video 1 released at the moment, but I am I'm working ahead. Working ahead. Nathaniel, been in SoCal all my life. Can't comprehend all that effing sand. Previous owner had a sandbox. Yeah, so if you, I mean, obviously living in SoCal, you live, you know, at least remotely close to deserts, right? But in Florida, it's basically one giant sandbar. I mean, everything is sand everywhere. And it's hard to find. It's hard to find freaking dirt at all. Like you just, if you go drive in the woods, it's just sand. It's craziness. But if you go to the north, there's a little bit of dirt, but overall, it's just sand. And people love, especially where I live, love to drive on the coast. So a lot of people will go drive literally on the beach here. So not that they're kicking up sand doing that. This sand is most certainly from just dirt roads or trails where they're in four-wheel drive and they're turning and they're kicking up that sand into the wheel well and into the engine bay. But yeah, it's literally just all sand here. It's craziness. James, are you going to rebuild the X too? So I might. I might rebuild the what is it? Uh, the 4 liter. I don't know. I don't know why I spaced on that. I might rebuild the 4 liter. However, a lot of people have been screaming about a VK swap into the Xterra. So I was actually working with a guy on the Xterra subreddit. I tried to pick up he had a 4-wheel drive off-road edition that threw a rod, and I felt bad for him, and you know that sucks. But I was thinking, hey, if this, you know, if we can make this work, it'd be cool to buy this Xterra off this guy and swap a VK into it. That'd be super sick, right? A 4-wheel drive VK swapped Xterra. Uh, the issue is that we got to talking and nothing wrong on his part. He was doing everything right, but I got quotes for shipping, and the trucking industry and the way everything is getting way more expensive right now. It was like 13 to 1600 bucks just to get it from Kansas to here, and that makes it kind of not really feasible as a project for me, because then I would have to buy a VK, and then I would have to buy all the special equipment like the wiring harnesses and the conversion plate for the transmission. I'd have to get all of that just to then do the VK conversion. So I roughly priced it out. It was going to end up being like between like $5,000 and $7,000 project, and so it's not in the cards right now. But if I can get myself a local Xterra that has, you know, thrown a rod or blown an engine for some reason that is in relatively good shape, my plan is to someday do a VK swap into the Xterra, which would be super awesome. And then, hey, if I were to pull the 4-liter out, then I would just rebuild that anyways, and I could make more content about rebuilding the 4 and doing the VK swap. So I thought that would be really cool. See, yeah. Nice. That's fun. Snow and salt, rust issues. Yeah, there is a little bit of rust issues on the Titan. The Xterra is like freaking pristine. I absolutely love that my Xterra does not have one flippin' spot of rust on it. But the Titan, however, they definitely took up north and exposed it to salt. So there's part of this job that I'm doing in this video here. Let me see if I can switch this real quick. Anyways, I tried. You guys don't need to see the screen, but regardless, uh, this definitely it was exposed to salt and snow, but either way, the Xterra has none, and that's why if I was going to do a swap or something, it'd be a good candidate. But unfortunately, the mine's a two-wheel drive, so it'd be a little bit obnoxious to do the VK swap into my two-wheel drive, and it's a manual, so that adds another layer of issues because all of the Titans came in auto, right? So either way, all right, let's go a little bit further here. That was just me walking around the garage. Four by four conversion? Yeah, I wish. That's another one that is probably more work and money than it's worth. It would make for good content, but just getting sourcing, a whole new transmission is kind of a huge pain in the ass, right? Because uh, not the transfer case is like built into the transmission, and so it would be a whole new transmission, front differential, axles, like the whole shebang. So it'd be quite the it'd be quite the job. It'd be kind of fun. But all right, let's see here.
Ready to rock on these?
All right, P1066305. Let's grab 306 since we're here and go grab the second camera on that. 44 and 45. 44, 45. Cool. Synchronize. Matt, you said, "Hey Rye, love the videos, keep it up." Awesome. Thank you for watching, Matt. A slight oil leak in my X06. Slowly drips when the engine is cold. Interesting. I'm thinking oil cooler gasket. Any other areas I should look at? Uh, it could be the oil cooler. I mean, have you looked at just the plug? I mean, a lot of times, and I don't know. Actually, forgive me, I should know this off the top of my head, but I don't. Does the Xterra have a crush washer for the drain? Because a lot of times you're actually supposed to replace them, but I never do in any of my cars, and it's never been a problem. But that could be an issue if there is a crush washer. I just can't think of it off the top of my head right now, but that would be the first place to check. Also check the oil pan itself as well, because even when it's cold, you have oil kind of coming down from all the different chambers, and then kind of resting back into your pan and all that. So I don't know. You can look at that. Nothing. That's the obvious one, right? Also, I mean, it would suck, but rear main seal. You could check the rear main seal. Well, you can't really check it, but see if see if oil's coming out of there's a little microscopic hole in the bell housing between the engine and transmission. Check that. Make sure there's no oil coming out of that. It would suck, but rear main seals are common if it's really high mileage. And then other than that, I mean, check your valve covers. Always check your valve covers. I wouldn't say it's notorious on the Xterras, but I know that my Xterra had a terrible valve cover leak, and so did the Titan. And so check that. Even if it's like run your fingers behind the head or on the top of the head against the valve cover. See if you get your fingers wet doing that. And then, yeah, I mean, oil cooler, or excuse me, yeah, the oil cooler. And then that's all I can think of right now, other than something catastrophic. But all right, synchronize these bad boys. Did I already do that? I don't remember. dump that second audio track. That's awful.
All right. Now we should be ready to rock on these. Yeah, we can easily get stuff in here now. All right. Now we should be ready to rock on these. Yeah, we can easily get stuff in here now. And so I'm going to just put a 14 millimeter on here. And we need to go this way? Yeah, this way.
I always
I'm
forget.
going to grab my dead blow. Just give it a good few pops here so you can get it one loose.
Oh, okay. Man, look at that thing rock.
There we go. Excellent.
Damn, you don't notice that when you're doing it. That thing is rocking. All right. So got that loose.
Grab my dead blow.
And this is another thing. Like, you guys don't need to see every freaking blow of the hammer.
Just give it a good few pops here so you can get it one loose.
So I'm going to chop that right there. Come over here until it starts getting loose. There we go. Good enough.
There we go.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Could I be any more predictable? All right, there we go.
There's one.
There is one. All right.
There's one. And for now, I'm going to take the nuts off, but I'm going to leave the bolts because I'm going to want to strap this up with like a bungee cord and bring it up towards the top of the engine bay.
Yeah.
Strap it up there so I don't have to remove the whole thing. I can just take this part off.
Yeah, with that stuff, I'm not going to take it out of the transfer. So I end up strapping it up to, like, I think the inner wheel well, or excuse me, inner fender. Brandon says, "Hi Rye, thanks for being an amazing source for info as I started my X journey earlier this year." Awesome, awesome. Congrats on picking up an X. You've made it easier for a noob like me to do more myself and feel confident trying new things. Awesome. You know, that is, again, I've said this earlier in the stream, but that's exactly what I do this for. I want people to feel empowered to work on their own cars, and especially, like, even if it's basic maintenance, not even the bigger projects we do like this, for instance. I just do the basic maintenance. You know, some people will go and won't even attempt an oil change and won't even try brake pads. They'll just go to the freaking dealership and, you know, spend $150 on brakes and $80 on an oil change. I actually didn't have access to a garage a couple years ago, and I did an oil change on, what was it? It was the modular, Ford modular. Oh, the Lincoln Town Car. And that thing, it was like, I think it was $115 for the freaking oil change on it. It was insane. So, yeah, even if I can get people to, like, do some basic maintenance and feel a little more connected to their car, then it makes it worth it, you know? Oh, this is where I was being an idiot. Look at this, you guys. Check this out. All right. So everyone's like, it's amazing you don't make mistakes, and everything looks so easy when you do it, right? So, and that's it's sort of by design, in the sense that, you know, there's not a lot of value in showing you all my mistakes, but watch this. Let me know if you notice anything weird about this clip.
Get this off here.
Okay. So.
Do you feel like you should be moving that much? Ew.
So many times, and this isn't actually the example. It's a little bit later in the video. On one of the axles, I was turning the bolt the wrong way, and I was freaking tightening it. Now that I think about it, it's actually not in this part, but you'll probably see it later. I'm like suspending myself from the freaking bolt, trying to loosen it, and I'm just freaking tightening it down even more. Such a jackass. So I definitely am constantly making mistakes. Oh, check it out. Speaking of mistakes, look at this. That's awesome. I gotta use that for something. Let's rewatch that.
Do you feel like it should be moving that much? Ew.
The I love that. I was banging, it slipped off the nut, and it smacked like right into my GoPro. That's fun. I'm gonna set that aside. We're gonna use that for something. That's really fun. Let me change the color here. There. We'll set that aside. I'll throw that here and then just decommission it. There you go. How fun. There we go. And that one's fine. So again, this is one of those instances, folks, where like, does it really make sense to show every single one of these? There's 4 of them, and that's it. You don't really need to see it, right? Let's grab that, quiet it down, and then I think what I'll do is I end up pushing the Titan to rotate it.
Last one's giving me a little trouble.
Yeah, there we go. So we're gonna say this. Let's trim that down.
Last one's giving me a little trouble. I have to do something a little bit different here.
There we go. And then in here, I waste a bunch of time. Yeah, there we go. So, do I say it? Is that just me like being a creeper and whispering to myself? What's happening here?
Giving me fits. So what I'm going to do.
Yeah, right here.
All right, so this is giving me fits.
Yeah. So I end up pushing it. Because again, that's why I put the Titan in neutral, to do shit like this. Makes it a lot easier. Oh, Brandon, you edit too? That's awesome, man. Do you use Premiere Pro?
All right, so this is giving me fits. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just push the truck a little bit forward, and that will rotate it so the nut gives me a little bit of space.
So the nut gives me space. Very eloquent. All right. So here, right here is where I push it. And then I think I used both cameras in this scenario. So I think what might be fun, let's do something different. Because here shows me actually pushing it. Oh, no, not really. Okay. I thought I had myself on camera pushing it because it would have been fun to do like a little split screen. So I will do right there. Awesome. So I left the camera underneath, just pushing it. All right. So we'll leave that in.
Gives me a little bit of space.
Awesome. Brandon, you work in video games, so I end up doing a lot of storyboard animation work. Nice, very cool. I adore Premiere. I absolutely love it. I use the whole, well, I don't use the whole suite. I use a lot of the Adobe Creative Cloud suite. Mostly Photoshop, Illustrator, Premiere, and After Effects. And it's a lot of fun. So I'm glad you're enjoying this, because I thought to myself it might be cool to show people, like, you know, how I go through this process of editing videos. So I'm glad someone cares.
Just popped the e-brake real quick and pulled out my wheel chock, and that way this whole thing just rotates. There we go.
Nice. All right. Let's go here.
And now all 4 are out. Looks like it's loose. And And now all 4 out. Looks like it's loose. I'm going to just leave that nut in there for just a minute while we go and strap this up to someplace safe that holds it up, that will hold it up for us.
Do I repeat that?
I'm going to leave that last nut on there just a little. And now all 4 out. Looks like it's loose. I'm going to just...
So this is where I start blabbering about the nut and bolt.
I'm going to leave that last... That way we can... Now I'm going to leave that last nut on there a little bit.
There we go. Chop that silence out. There we go. Let's swatch it again.
Go. And now all 4 out. Looks like it's loose. Now I'm going to leave that last nut on there a little bit. That way we can grab a bungee cord, strap it up, and that way it'll hold it when I remove everything.
Nice.
When I remove everything.
Brandon, I'm with you. I will use it as much as I can. I know, like, if there's something that can be done in here instead of After Effects, I'll be in here all day long. And like you said, even with audio, it'll touch up audio, things like that. Adobe Audition is nice, but I haven't spent enough time in it to get like really efficient. So I'll use it for occasional noise reduction, and that's pretty much it. But it is good at that. It's very good at that. All right. So 306 and 445. So let's grab 446 and 307. There we go. Wait till you guys see how this freaking thing, how this thing looks. It looks like such shit when I pull it out. All right, what's the story here? What am I doing?
All right, so I'm just going to loop it around here.
Yeah, there we go. Synchronize. Let that do its thing. All right. So, not sure. What am I doing here? Yeah, so what I did is I messed this part up.
Just going to strap it over. Here we go.
What did I say I was going to do? This is the problem here. I forget.
All 4 out.
And I get pissed off. And then when I go to shoot again, I forgot what I said previously, and I think I messed this part up. Let's watch.
I'm going to leave that last nut on there a little bit. That way we can grab a bungee cord, strap it up, and that way it'll hold it when I remove everything.
Oh, okay. I was generic enough. I thought I was going to prompt the moving up to the next scene, which is me standing at the hood and looking down, which is what this part is here. But it's generic enough that I can just skip ahead and go to...
All right, before I remove this last bolt, I'm just going to strap this up.
Oh, see, no. Damn it. I tried to repeat.
What
if I just skip that again?
So that way it doesn't come out. I just took this and I ran it up to, basically I ran it up to... All right, before I remove this last bolt, I'm just going to...
Yeah, okay. So I basically started over. So up here, I'd say... before I take this last bolt out.
Last nut on there a little bit.
Yep.
That way we can grab a...
So I actually replace all of this footage. There we go. So it's basically your reshoot of that. All right,
before we...
clip here.
All right, before I remove this last...
There we go. Okay, now that's clean. I have a real issue with continuity.
Looks like
and like saying one part of something and then like it being different in the next scene. It drives me nuts. So
loose. All right, before I remove this...
It's stuff that you don't really notice unless you're really trying to follow along, or if you edit the video and you make the video and you're seeing yourself doing it. All right, drop that second audio track and let's go. I say.
Looks like it's loose. All right, before I remove this last bolt, I'm just
see, that is not very clean. I don't like that, but it's all I have. I say here.
Here we go. And now all 4 out. Looks like it's loose.
So I say all 4 out. Looks like it's loose. And then like you would expect me to like, I don't know, like take the other bolt out or or still kind of stay in that scene, and then I switch
All
to
right,
this.
before I remove this last bolt, I'm just going to strap this up.
Yeah.
So that way it doesn't come out. I just took this and
I'm probably reading too much into it. I probably put more thought into it than I need to, but it's annoying. Brandon, how often do you end up doing dialogue pickup to fix it in post? Uh, so I'm not sure. I don't know what dialogue pickup is. I don't. Do you mean like dubbing over or something? But what I can tell you is, uh, as far as audio, ever since I bought this new lab mic that I'm using, my audio quality has been stupendous, and I haven't needed to do any touch up at all in post. No noise reduction, no dehumming, any of that. Yeah, okay, yeah, Brandon. Yeah, I don't do any recording after the fact. None. I might reshoot, but I don't record any audio after the fact. I've dubbed over maybe one time where I was doing a job and it was like I was way deep in the engine and my microphone cut off and I didn't know it. And then when I went to go edit it, I was like, oh shit, this is, I have no audio here. And I can't go back and tear my engine apart just to have this, just to re-record it. So that's probably the one I've done that maybe once or twice. And so this I'm using a Ceramonic. Let me find it for you because I adore it, and I don't know how much audio recording you do, but let me see here. I use da 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 da. This guy. I don't want that. I use the Blink 500. This one here. So this is the new model. They have little LCDs in them now. Um, not sure if I would need that, but I use the Blink 500 and it is fantastic. The like you just hear on all my videos, it's completely untouched audio. And so for 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 someone who does everything on their own, it is very handy to not have to touch any of the audio after the fact. I will pause though. So this one's excellent at kind of in-unit noise reduction, or like getting kind of like almost like directional, right? Where it pretty much only picks up my voice. But occasionally, if there's like an obnoxious dog barking or someone drives by with a big system in their car or whatever, I'll just pause and then I'll reshoot that particular scene. But yeah, this thing has been just so awesome. I cannot sing its praises enough. It's been excellent. So there you go. There's my little pitch for the lav mic that I use.
up so that way it doesn't come out. I just took this and I ran it up to basically I ran it up to where the cowl extension drain hole is in the inner fender, so it's just all the way up there. So now that that's clear, we can pull all these little bolts out here, all four, making it sound like it's 400. There we go. Up top, there's two. And then our last one.
All right, so this is too much. So let's cut out some of the.
All four, making it sound like it's 400.
All right.
There we go. Up top, there's two.
Yeah, I don't know. You guys don't need to see all that, right? Let's pull some of that back. And then this one as well. There's dead space here. Ditch that. All right.
All four, making it sound like it's 400. There we go. Up top, there's two. And then our last one.
Zach, my man. What's going on, Zach? Hey, obviously you can see I'm editing, checking out live streaming, but Mr. Zach Calvin just dropped into the chat. He is making big moves over on his channel, doing some awesome stuff. So definitely recommend checking him out. Swing by there, when you're, done hanging out on the stream.
There we go. Awesome.
All right. So as you can see, that bungee cord did almost jack shit. It's okay though.
Last one.
It's keeping it kind of from flopping around.
There we go. Awesome.
All right. So let's make some progress here.
All right, looks like this could use a little more support.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
So
right?
I'm going to run it on, first of all, I'm going to run it on the outside of the cat because it occurred to me that we're going to be pulling that cat out. So let's do that.
See, now you guys don't need all this, right? I don't know. You're all going to do it differently when you do it.
Back up and find a hole for it.
So I think I'm actually going to ditch this.
All right, now that that's free, let's go grab both axles.
Yeah, let's ditch that. All right. So I'm going to leave it like that.
There we go. Awesome. All right, now that that's free, let's go grab both axles.
Awesome. Good enough. I'm happy with that. Because, you know, it's abstract enough that I say, oh, you need to support it. Find a way to support it. Either hang it with a bungee cord, grab some twine, whatever the case may be. Definitely, you know, just make it work. It's not really part of the process. All right, so 308. This is where we start getting to the axles. This one, this actually wasn't bad. Let me go grab my second camera. There you go. That is, oh yeah, I talk about putting the bolts back in. The organization is absolutely key. And so what I'm going to do is just put a text overlay and say like, oh, also feed the bolts back through this flange. There you go, like that. There's two of them. And then I put through, there you go, just like that. All right. And then I'll put some text and just say, you know, hey, I replaced the bolts. I replaced the bolts, not bolts, bolts and nuts, so I don't lose them. So I don't lose them. Cool. I like that. So we're going to do, size that down a little bit. There we go. And we'll just throw it somewhere that it makes sense. There, perfect. Good enough. So basically, you know, when I talk about the video before this or the second one, I don't remember, I talk about starting to organize your bolts. And during huge jobs like this, it's hard as hell to keep track of all your bolts, right? So you can't just like grab a pile of it and throw it on your table and say, okay, I'll go, you know, I'll use this when I reassemble. And that's not going to work. So if there's any of these, any places where you can just take the bolt you took off and just put it back in, do that. Because now it's impossible to mix these up, right? I know when I put my propeller shaft back onto my differential, I have the bolts right there. The bolts and the nuts are just sitting there. So it'd be crazy not to do this, in my opinion, but I'm going to end up doing the same thing with the axles when I pull the diff off. So I just have this little text here where I say, hey, you know, swap these out. And we'll just leave it for a couple seconds. I replace the bolts and nuts so I don't lose them. Cool. Good enough, right? So that only needs to be there for a couple seconds. And now we move into the next scene, which is our axles. 308. What's this one? 447. There we go. So now, oh, well, that ain't right either. Oh, no, that's right. That's me. My mistake. There we go. It was 448. There we go. Perfect. Brandon, good point, dude. Brandon says sometimes it's nice to see a whoops that didn't work, makes us feel a bit more patient when we run into problems, but totally understand cutting for time. So yes, that again, that's another thing where you balance it, and what you're gonna find, Brandon, is moving forward. That's something that I'm starting to leave in. So in these previous, I don't know, basically ever since I quit my job a couple months ago to do this, I'm putting a lot more time into like what I say and how I say things and how I do things. And so you're going to find that I am going to start leaving some of that stuff in, and I'm going to try to be, try to be funny, or try to have a little bit of more entertaining element to my videos as opposed to just everything being so fucking clinical, like, oh, this and this video over. And so what I want to do is try to expand my audience a little bit and say, hey, you can watch this, you can learn something, you can also have it be at least mildly entertaining. So I'm going to try to start incorporating those things, but again, balancing that for time is kind of the difficult part. So, all right. Off topic, can you recommend disposable glove brand? Went to AutoZone, did not like the sizing, way off too thin. Any suggestions? So, actually, it's funny you say that, and if Zach's still here, he can probably attest to it. But the uh, Venom gloves. So, is that? Oh, geez, let me double check before I go saying it. Hold on. Venom gloves. Let's take a look. Yes. So Venom, I've had great success with. And full disclosure, they send me like, it was like 10 or 20 free boxes. So I do have at least a light relationship with them, if you will. But these here, the rip resistant industrial gloves, I've had great success with these. They are expensive, but they're thin enough that you can feel textures and feel things through them. So you can actually like use your fingers as fingers, if you know what I mean. And they're pretty rip resistant. You'll see them rip in my videos all the time, but it's usually when I catch, like for instance, I took off my antenna and there's a stupid little stud there. So I'll like pull my hand back and it'll catch on the palm of my hand and it'll tear it. But the they are also not powdered. So if you use a lot of different gloves, if you run across powdered gloves, they are super annoying. They're not powdered. They're super smooth on the inside, so they're easy to put on, and the sizing is excellent. So I have, you know, medium large to largest hands for the average person, and they fit very well. I'm not sure what size I use. I use either large or extra large. But regardless, these have been excellent gloves for me, so I would recommend checking them out. You can get them. You don't have to get them on Amazon. You can go. I think you can. They're at like Home Depot and Lowe's, big box stores as well. All right. Let's see here. We
The
move on.
same story with the axles. Mark it so you put it on the same way.
I think I say this like a dozen times. Let's try this.
We're going to mark. So now onto the axles. We're going to do it nearly the same.
Yeah, yeah. I say it a whole bunch. So let's synchronize that. Keep going here. Oh, I have to hit OK for it to do it. Go figure. Come on. This is crazy. Let's go. I think it's because I'm streaming. It's using a lot of my processing power or something. What is it using? Let's take a look. Oh, not really. Hmm. All right. Well, I don't know what the hell it's doing then.
So we're going to mark it so we put it on. So up next is the axle. Nearly the same story with the axles. So up next is the axles, and we're going to do it.
Next up are the axles, Ryan. Come on. Gosh. Go to that, replace the bolts, and then we go to axles.
So up next is the axles, and we're going to do it nearly the same way.
They really are the same way.
We're going to mark it so we put it on the way we took it off. I'm going to remove as many bolts as I can on both sides, and then again move the truck and then get the rest of the bolts off. So let's go knock that out.
All right.
So let's go knock that out.
Got my sexy eyewear there. I come down, turn on my camera. There we go. Show my mark. Whoop. I think my other side, it was already marked. I think the axles have been off a couple times on this. Wouldn't really surprise me. So there's the mark, done. I make a little X because just in case there is other marks on it. And then if you rotate it, you don't know which mark is which. All right. So this one I'm going to make a slightly quicker work. And this is probably, I think this is it right here where I really mess it up. I talked about this earlier. See, I got to do it again right now. Yes, I think this is where I mess it up. Because I'm sitting here, I'm even hammering the damn thing. And I realize I'm freaking tightening it. Because I get mixed up when I'm lying on my back and I'm turned over and it's 90 degrees. So definitely messed that up trying to do that, but that's all right. I think I do it twice. Do I do it twice? Yeah, there we go. I finally like, oh shit. Who knows what torque I was putting them at? Whatever. They're probably strong, right? All right. Mark it. Then it show. That's way too long. Way too long. There you go. And then I push. Yeah, there you go. Good. You see one. And then grab that one. Yep.
Hey there, Riley Car Guy
dang
here,
it.
and today
Hit the wrong button. There you go, right there. That one. And then this one right there. All right, so cut that. Hi, Brian. Welcome to the stream. I'm just editing. Actually, it's gonna be like it's just gonna end up being the first couple minutes because as soon as I take the front diff off, then I stopped recording for the day because I got pissed off. So we're at about 6 minutes into the edit. There you go. And then that one. Good enough. See? Grab that. Ditch it. Perfect. All right. And then I switch to the other side. And I'm going to make even faster work of this. So I'm going to like literally just show the wrench moving. And say, you know, you get the idea. Throw it on there. Pull. One. We'll do rapid cuts here. Grab it again. One. So right there. Do I do it up here? Yeah, I do. So right there. All right. Grab that. Delete. Ripple. Go like that. Pull that out. And then delete this. All right, let's watch that sequence again. Here we go. Mark it. One, you can hear it crack. Next. Next. And then it speeds up the second time. So there, there, and there. Perfect. Good enough. And then we'll show a clip of me pushing the truck. And this is another thing. Like, dear God, I lost my mind because I was pushing it and I swore that I pushed the truck far enough to do 180 degrees, right? So the top of the tire's on the bottom. So then the axle would also be the same way, right? It it would rotate 180 degrees. It did not. I don't know what the hell I was doing. I feel like I felt like such a, you know, geometry like dropout or something. I don't know what was going on. But that's fine. I'm going to just do like right here. I'm just going to show the truck moving. It's sufficient. So I push. Yeah, kind of gives you the idea, right? Gives you the understanding of what I'm doing, not necessarily how far you push it. So I do that. Awesome. So we'll cut that there. And then I end up, I don't even know what I end up doing. I think I end up waiting until the next. Yeah, there you go. That one. And then I think while I'm dinking around with this one here, come on, Rye, there you go. I'm going to put on the screen that there are 6 total on each side, just so, you know, because I don't specifically say it in the video. So let's throw some text on top. I'm going to say there are 6 total on each side. All right. Make it easy. Put it somewhere where you can read it. That doesn't look like the right font. It's not. It's Tahoma. Jesus. Roboto. There you go. Roboto's my font, baby. Got to stick with the branding. All right, perfect. So that is, I push it. I'm pulling another one off. I'm talking to myself. What did I say? Hold on.
So annoying.
So annoying. Maybe I shouldn't leave that part in there. Okay. I'll just turn it down. You guys don't need to.
So annoying.
It was annoying. There, so turn that down. Perfect. All right, moving on. So now we're going to have both axles disconnected. And then I believe I end up strapping them up. So let's grab that clip, 449. And I'm going to grab the next one as well. So when you're editing and you have your files, I might as well grab all of it. You grab your files from multiple folders. It's just kind of annoying to go back and forth. So I'm going to grab these last ones. That's going to be 308. We'll do 309. Oh, must be a picture. It's not a picture. So 310. Must be 310. My camera, I'm having issues with it. I shoot with a Lumix, Panasonic Lumix GH5, and there's issues with it, and it's kind of heartbreaking. But I'll hit record, and then like less than a second later, it shuts off. Very annoying. Okay. We're nearly done here. We're getting close. Synchronize that.
All right, there's nothing special about these once they are, once you have these off. Hold on. All right, when you get to your last one,
here we go.
There's nothing real special about these because the
Oh, let's do this then. Let's bring that here. There we go. And let's just dish this all together. I don't need that. There we go.
All right, when you get to your last one, there's nothing real special about these because the lower control arm will just hold on to it for you. So let's back this last one off, drop this one, and then just repeat this all on the other side. I'm going to go get a ratchet because the pressure of the axle on the bolt is making it difficult to back out with my fingers.
All right, so grab that. Okay, and then I mentioned it up here. There we go. So let's do like that, yeah. We can cut straight to the ratchet because I mention it, right? I say I'm going to go get a ratchet. So that's good continuity
difficult to
there.
back out with my fingers.
And then we just need just a cut, like less than a second of that. Cut that.
There we go. All right.
And then I think I changed my mind. We strap it up.
You know, on second thought, we may want to tie these up. Just grab some twine or something, because we are going to be dropping this, and it might be a little sloppy if we have the axles in the way. But regardless, repeat this on the other side, and then we'll tie these up.
All right. Then we'll tie these up. There you go. All right. Trim that. Grab. I already have everything, so let me grab 311. And then I think I just show you tying it up. Yeah, that's all it is. So let me. Now see, we have an issue here. Where is the freaking audio? Or maybe I don't use it. Oh, maybe I just don't use it. All right, let's see here. Yeah, there we go. Brandon says, have you ever done a video on the most common useful tool sizes that you need to work on Nissan vehicles? No, that has been recommended to me more than once. I love the idea. Also, I was thinking about doing a like a recovery kit. I think you mentioned that, don't you? I'd love to outfit a kit instead of just grabbing what I need. Yeah. So what would be cool is on my second channel probably, because that's not like first channel style, but doing something like I make a recovery kit, and you can, and I have like a box that I just get like what are the tools that you need when you're on the road to like effectively fix some issues that you might run across when you're driving. So I kind of like that idea. And yeah, same great suggestion as well. Like when you go to pull it yards, same concept, right? So you would grab that box, bring it to the you pull it yard, and that'd be awesome. All right, so I'll show a few little clips here of just feeding it through. So I grab it. There we go. And then I push it forward. So I like push it up there like that. I like hem and haw over here. And then I pull it out like that. There you go. So we'll do that. Awesome. And then I believe I grab the camera and I show it from up there. Yep. And I just show you, I just tie it to the top of the control arm. There we go. And we'll do a few shots of that. Just giving you the idea of what I'm doing, right? So you don't necessarily need to see every single step of it or every move that I make. There you go, cool. Tie a little bow. Awesome. Now, time for the big event here. We're finally dropping it. So that was 312, right? No, it was 450. What the hell am I doing over here? We want, because that was right there, 310. So 311, 312. So it must be 312. All right, let's do this.
There is one more thing we need to remove.
So let's see here. It's funny, and this is, I'm not going to use this as an opportunity to hawk my wares, but I literally made a T-shirt series about the 10 millimeter socket. There is so many. I like I lose it all the time. I break them. It seems like everything on the Xterra is a 10 millimeter. So it was the 10 millimeters are in fact near and dear to my heart. I gotta tell you. All right. There's a breather hose on the front diff, and that's also true for the Xterra actually. So the front diff has a breather hose that runs up, and in this case, I think it's the same on the Xterra as well, but correct me if I'm wrong, guys. The It runs up next to the air box, and so we kind of need to remove that prior to taking it off.
There is one more thing we need to remove before we can finally drop the front diff.
I think I talked to the camera in this one. Yeah, there it is.
There is one more thing we need to remove before we can finally drop the front diff, and that is that breather hose. So the breather hose starts up by the air box, and then it runs down and just connects to a little fitting at the top. So we're just going to pull that off of the differential side, and then that way we don't have to disconnect the clips that are running through the engine bay.
All right. All that's true. So down here, I get my little patty in there. Let's take a look.
Once I unburied it from the sand, I exposed a little clamp we need to pull off.
I was worried about this shot.
Once I unburied it from the sand, I exposed a little clamp we need to pull off. Right on the back side of it.
Do you not see it? Oh, damn.
Unfortunately,
you really
probably
can't see it.
that.
Yeah, I even say it in there. All right, that's super annoying, but it is what it is, I guess. I'll try to provide a picture, because that is one thing that, oh, damn, dude. What if we did this and then boosted the shadows? Oh, yeah, you still can't see it. Oh, what a bummer.
Awesome.
All right, well, we'll just have to live with it. That ship has sailed. We've come too far. All right, now we have one more. That's it. Yeah, here it is. Very cool. So let me grab 132. We need 1313. There we go. So this is where we remove it, and I royally cock it up. Let's take a look. I'm, of course, being dramatic. It's not that bad. Synchronize. Spilled water on me. All right, while that does this, I want to mess with this real quick. Let's try this. Testing, testing. Oh, here we go. That should work. There we go. I wanted to fix it. We're still trying things out here. Here we go.
There are three main support bolts holding it. There are three main support bolts holding the front diff onto the front.
All right, so now we're going to do something different here.
There are three main support bolts holding the front diff onto the frame. So really all we need to do at this point is grab our transmission jack, slide that underneath the front diff, pull those bolts out, and it should just come away from the bottom.
I like trail off there for some reason.
I'm going to put the jack.
All right, so spoiler alert, you don't need the jack.
I'm going to put the jack on.
I didn't realize how light this was going to be. I've never taken one of these out, so I was genuinely surprised. Oh, yeah, there we go. That sounded weird. All right.
I'm going to put the jack on this far. I'm going to put the jack. So I'm going to put the jack. So I'm going to put the jack on this side here.
How many times do I say it?
But before I do,
Yeah, like,
I'm doing that because,
there we go.
so I'm going to put the jack on this side here. So it would be right side or left side if you're sitting in the vehicle. And I'm doing that because this is where the gears are, right? This is where most of the weight's going to be.
All right. That is true. It's true. But watch what happens when I
But before I
actually loosen it.
do that, this is just a standard nut and bolt connection. So I'm just going to grab my ear protection and I'm just going to back these out, but leave the bolts in.
Okay, all that's fine. Let's fast forward. There you go. I take the first one off. And I don't know if I mention it. It's at 19 here.
Oh, and these are 19 millimeter, by the way.
Cool. This is why I like to edit the day of, because I remember little shit like that, like stuff that happens.
Oh, and these are 19 millimeter, by the way.
They are. It's a fact. All right. Grab this. Grab my impact. And then I just go at it. Now I'm going to grab that, and that's got to be quieter. It'll drive you guys nuts if I leave it loud. Oh, that's right. I had it on the wrong setting. There we go. So move that down. Ditch that. Delete that. And then not kill the audio, but at least make it a heck of a lot quieter here. And let's try that. Nice. Awesome. So that's one. And then again, I'm going to do a quick cut for the sake of brevity, I guess. But we're going to go here. That one's in. What do I say about it?
All right, there's one.
Oh, yes, very insightful.
All right, there's one. Other one's up here.
There we go. We're going to grab that and ditch all that extra noise and then reduce that audio and give that a watch.
Up here. Awesome. And leave that in there.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, right on, Brandon, right? That mic, I mean, I won't play it full volume for you here, but if you see here, it didn't peak, right? So that's me using the impact. It didn't peak the mic at all, so it's pretty darn clean. And even the first hit, so the first hit of that loud sound didn't peak it, which I really like. It doesn't take time to like auto adjust. Anyways.
Again, leave that in there.
All right, so that was the two in front. And now I'm going to grab the last one, which is like way up here, if I remember. There you go. I swap out for a wrench.
So the wrench should fit since... All right. Obstructed. So I'm going to go grab...
I have like...
And our last one should be back here.
There we go.
And our last one should be back here.
Perfect. And then I complain about it not fitting.
Obstructed.
No. Right here.
This one is.
I have this annoying ass habit, and it's really exposed right here, where I'll start a sentence and then I'll like just stop talking. And then I'll start the sentence up again. Watch this, like this.
This one is obstructed.
So okay. So it's like this one is obstructed. So it's I got to work on that too. But anyways, I'm going to chop that out. and that way. It sounds weird. So if you ever hear like my weird little sentences that I do where it doesn't sound like it was said all at once, it's because it wasn't
This one
said all at
is
once.
obstructed.
There we go.
So I'm going to go grab a 19mm wrench.
There we go. Now the wrench works. So we go up like that. I think it's right there.
No big deal.
And then I think someone walked into the garage, if I recall.
It's all right.
Yeah.
No big deal. All right.
I got my old man groans in there.
So the wrench.
Freaking 35 going on 95.
So the wrench should fit since it's obstructed here. Let's see. Come on.
I say, let's see.
It's obstructed here. Let's see.
There we go. Then we can cut out me fiddling with it for 30 seconds. And then watch this. This is how caked my freaking thing is in sand. It's not even a damn nut, and I'm trying to put a wrench on it.
Oh, I couldn't see because I have shitty protective eyewear, but this actually isn't a nut, so we just need to back the bolt off the front.
It's literally threaded into the frame, but it has like this little protruding kind of like sleeve or like a collar, and so I thought it was a nut, but it wasn't. Anyways. Brian says, have you considered a first-gen Xterra project similar to the Kia Sportage series? Oh my gosh, you actually watched my Kia Sportage series. You are one of like 10. So awesome. First of all, thanks for watching that. Secondly, yes. So I have looked around. I have a neighbor 2 doors down that has one abandoned in their yard, and I've considered like sliding my business card in there and being like, hey, call me. And asking if they wanted to part ways with it, because it is, I mean, it's a huge piece of shit. I mean, it's rusted out. It's got a lot of issues, but I think it would be fun if I could get it like for free, and I could do videos on. I think it's a 3.3, right? Do videos on the 3.3. That would be kind of fun. But if the stars align and I can get one for cheap or free, I would be into it. If I have to pay a considerable amount of money for it, probably not, because I got so many things on the horizon I'm trying to do, and money's definitely always the biggest factor, right? I'm trying to build out my garage and do different things. But anyways, Brandon says, oh, okay, don't be too critical of it. Yeah, so that's the thing, is that my most recent job, I've always been, my entire career was in like IT, and it was on phones working with clients and the general public. And then I became a learning and development specialist, they call it. Think of it as like a teacher, like an adult teacher at a corporation, where I would teach everyone who walked through the door how to do their job. And so for the longest time, I would work on public, like basically my entire job was public speaking. Every day from the minute I walked through the door to the minute I left, I was in front of a group of people talking. And so I'm constantly critiquing the way that I talk and trying to improve it. So it's something that I'm trying to let go of, because if you look at other video series on YouTube, you don't need to be, you could barely be articulate and still be successful on YouTube, if we're being honest. So I do appreciate that, though. All right, so we're getting there. We're
The front
almost there.
actually isn't a nut, so we just need to back the bolt off the front.
All right, and then I back it off. Clearly, I was irritated about something. What am I yelling about? Yes, I was trying to get I had the socket on the bolt, but I couldn't get my impact to get onto the socket. Man, that pisses me off.
There.
Let's see here.
There. Fuck me. God damn it.
Oh, well. Oops. That's the little adult language there. There we go. So let's grab this. And again, we're going to chop that. And so that way, when you guys watch it on YouTube, it isn't screaming loud. So let's watch that again.
The bolt off the front.
See, now all the F me's and GD its are gone. So It's a lot smoother that way.
Okay, so that one's loose now as well. So now let's get our transmission jack, support this down below, slide those bolts out, and we'll drop it.
All right. So,
transmission jack, support this down below, slide those bolts out, and we'll drop it.
now, let's see how this looks on camera when I drop the damn thing.
Transmission jack, you should really strap this. There's not much.
All right.
Transmission jack, you should really strap this. I don't know. There's not much room down here. I might just use the transmission jack to slowly sort of let it down just a little bit and then probably slide it off manually.
Little do I know.
A lot like I did with my transmission, actually, in the Xterra. But let's see here.
Yes, as I said earlier, I dropped the transmission on the Xterra twice. Whoops. Hey, it's strong. It survived. It dropped like, I don't know, that far. It's fine. Still works great.
A lot like I did with my transmission, actually, in the Xterra. But let's see here. Just gonna grab it. Yeah. On second thought, I'm not gonna use the strap. Let's just do it.
I tried strapping it. It was stupid. It's probably why I dropped it, but whatever. Moving on.
On second thought, I'm not gonna use the strap. Let's just do it. See what happens.
All right. So that F it attitude led me to this, which is right here.
So I'm going to rotate it, just make it easier for me. And then just get it to set inside of the little V here.
So I really should have actually rotated this way because this arm doesn't look like, I'm pointing at it like you can see my hand. But up here, this arm actually protrudes quite a ways and it adds a lot of added weight. And Brandon, I could not agree more. Yes, it is annoying as hell laying on your back and being all twisted up down there trying to make stuff work. And everything that I touch leaves this slimy layer of shit on my arm.
I'm going to rotate it, just make it easier for me. And then just get it to set inside of the little V here. There we go. And then I just lifted it a little bit. And now once I lift it, the bolts will slide right out.
Okay, so this one, yeah, I think I back up on this one. Let's take a look.
As well, hopefully.
Oops. There we go.
This one as well, hopefully. Yeah.
Yeah, when I pulled that out, it went squirrely, and I had to backtrack.
It's already coming out here. In fact, I'm going to slide this back in while I deal with the one in the rear.
All right.
All right. So I just dropped the one in the rear.
No, that's not right.
And then that way I can support one side.
Wait, what do I say? What am I saying here? Back up.
So I just dropped the one in the rear.
Got it. I actually went and did it right here. That's why. There we go. So I'm going to cut it right here. And now I go back and I say this.
Already coming out here. In fact, I'm going to slide this back in while I deal with the one in the rear.
There we go.
There we go. So I just dropped the one in the rear. Makes it a lot easier.
All right, so.
And then that way I can support. Makes it a lot easier.
There we go. And now grab this. Go here. And now we'll see how that flows.
Drop the one in the rear. Makes it a lot easier. And then that way I can support one side with this hand and then drop the rest with this. So I'm going to reverse this. Pull that out. There we go. And then slowly drop the whole thing.
And then it gets caught. So you can actually, there it goes. It gets caught on the front and then the rear releases and so it freaking falls.
Not very slowly now, is it? Okay. This is not going to plan. I'm just going to slowly work it out here. Okay. Oops.
Oops.
Fuck me, dude.
Oops, a little bit more adult language there.
Oops. Okay, so for some reason, it got caught in this upper mount. So, shit. There we go. So I just had to free it up.
So again, it was a lot lighter than I thought. So let's see here.
So, shit.
We'll just cut out that expletive, keep it family friendly.
So, there we go. So I just had to free it up. All right.
And then I think
it's my first time doing that, and I probably didn't do it.
So yeah, then I complain. Let's say.
Well, it's my first time doing that, and I probably didn't do it the right way. But it's out. I didn't do any damage to it, at least as far as I can tell. And it's no longer attached to the truck.
Mission accomplished, I guess, right? So I think I end up talking to someone else. That's someone else.
99% of my frustration is
Yeah. It's just me complaining to someone else. You don't need to hear that. Okay. So that means we only have these 2 clips left, and that is it for today. So I'm going to grab those. See what those say. I think one is, what is this one?
Well.
Oh, yeah.
Did
I lose focus on this? I did. There we go.
Don't do.
There.
Well, don't do it the way I did it, but I didn't realize how light this was. You could actually probably take the rear bolt off first and then let it hinge on the other 2. And then if you just had a friend that could help you out, you just pull the bolts out and then, drop the rest down to the ground. You don't even need this transmission jack.
It's true.
I just insist on doing everything solo, and it just slipped off the transmission.
There we go.
I just insist on doing everything solo, and it just slipped off the transmission jack, which is basically the story of my life. I did it with my transmission as well. So clearly I'm not very well versed in using those things.
All right.
On the bright side, however, on the bright side,
Yep. How many times do I do this?
I mean, I guess.
Yeah. Look at that freaking beast. What a hunk.
On the bright side, however, now that this is out, we just need to go disconnect our exhaust and then disconnect the transmission, and then we're ready to pull this thing out. I just insist on doing.
So now, yeah, there we go. Let's see what this says here.
I mean, I guess during the day, one might think that everyone's like at work.
Oh, this is me complaining about loud music in my neighborhood like I'm 100 years old. So let's skip that. All right, so as you can see, I got a lot of cleaning to do. Also on this, since as you can see, it's got a ton of sand caked on it, I'm going to make sure I cap this breather hose as well. So I want to make sure that nothing gets in there. Wait, what did I say?
So as you can see, I got a lot of cleaning to do. Also on this, since as you can see, it's got a ton of...
Yeah, I reshot that. All right, cool. So there's that, and then I end up capping it because that is a hot mess.
Once I do that, I'm just going to pull this thing aside. Once I do that, I'm just going to grab... Once I do that, I'll probably grab this and roll it to the side.
There we go.
Once I do that, I'll probably grab this and roll it to the side. I'm likely also going to do another video on this. I might pull this apart and take a look at it because it does not look like it's in good shape. And when we emptied the fluid, there was a ton of stuff in the fluid as well. So we might have a fun surprise in here.
We might. Oh, that is me playing loud music. There we go. Awesome. So I just wrap that up like so. And then I zip tie it. So let's ditch that right there. I pull the zip tie. And then I go snip it off. Boop. Right there. All right. Excellent. So we're wrapping up here. There. That is all the footage that I have, but let's see here. That there. Now here's the thing. That was technically one piece of this video. So we have to take off the front differential. We have to disconnect the transmission from the engine, and then we had to disconnect the exhaust, and then actually lift the transmission out. So we're already 13 minutes in. This one's probably going to be at least 30 to 40 minutes. Yikes, but that's okay. Let's see here. We're going to save this. And let's see, look at our edit here. Now this is not counting color grading. So I've been at this for about 2 hours. We talked for probably about the first 10 minutes or so of this stream. Worked on it for 2 hours. I have 10 minutes of video done. So, and then I have to go back through. I call this my rough cut or my rough edit. And then I go back through and I have to go do color grading. And then I do other touch-ups that might do like magnification or, realigning frames, things like that. But all in all, I just kind of wanted to show you my process. So